And let me also say around this time, like, the day that she passed, the next day was my daughter's birthday. And that same day, I ended up getting my family pictures. And it was like before the funeral, like, just seeing my family pictures and then getting that text from Tasha, how Claudia was acting, calling her, going off on her, talking about how did Ghislaine know how did Ghislaine was able to tell her mom that she had a baby and all that other stuff. And honestly, I don't know, because you can always alter texts. So I don't know if she said that I told Ghislaine or what the case may be, because like I said, a lot of the stuff that Tasha was doing was all a setup. So I wasn't sure what, but the screenshot, it did show that Claudia texted her and was like, how did Ghislaine know? Because mom is telling me, or something like that. And she was like, why are you texting me about your baby, and our sister just passed away? At least you knew that you had a baby, type stuff. So I was like, damn, like, their family's already in shambles. Like, I could, because it's like, it was like somebody always has something against one another. Like, that's why I said I didn't realize a lot of it until the end, until I started putting everything together. And even with the whole, Tasha always got Isabel's basically leftovers. And then, with Ghislaine doing, outing Dre, and then, her mom not giving her a place to stay because of her husband at the time, son was coming, and then Claudia, like, shaming her, not even with just the pastor situation, it was with, like, trying to, like, seduce her husband and all that stuff. And it was like, towards the end, like, it's all gonna make sense. Like, they tried to make it seem like I was that type of person that she was very known for doing. And the simple fact of me not always being around them, that's why people was sitting there believing that crap, because I really didn't hang around them like that. Like, if you hear, it's always Tasha's calling me. I don't call Tasha. So when all of this is going on, I'm in my head like, damn, like, I'm glad I did those pictures, because we're not promised tomorrow, and I could walk out to, that's how I was starting to think, like, damn, like, I really want to start living my life. Like, now that I'm past the ages that I never thought I would be, like, I'm here, like, really thriving. Like, I'm really, like, pushing forward. And that's when I started to really, like, started to think what would be my next move. Like, I already got the house, and now I got 2 cars, and even though I love my job, and I had just graduated a couple of weeks ago, now it's time for me to get an even better job with better pay. So, and let me also add this is the time too where they was going to start giving the checks for your children, for the stimulus ahead of time. But I ended up denying it. I was like, no, I'd rather get it mine in a whole lump sum, because I already knew if they're doing this now next year, like, if you don't notice, once income tax season comes, and then it's usually by June or July, everybody's struggling again. So what's the whole point of getting this extra check every month? And next year, now you're going to have to figure out a way, because that extra money is not coming anymore. So I was like, I'd rather struggle like I've been doing for all these years, from June, July, all the way to February, March, than having to rely on this check when I could just get it all in a lump sum. And this is also the time where they was giving out, like, people who was doing the PPP loan fraud, and they was giving out grants and stuff like that, because they had to set up a GoFundMe for Ghislaine's, I was gonna say wedding, for her funeral. because they said that she didn't have no life insurance, which I don't know how true that was or not, because they each, because Jessica ended up helping them get like the grants and stuff like that. So I already knew for a simple fact that Dre was aggravated, because he now has to come out more. He has to come out the pocket for Gilan's funeral. And I'm just being honest. I already knew, like, it was, because if y'all already married and y'all have separate accounts, y'all don't have a joint account. Tasha didn't have that much money. You had more money than her. So I know she had to borrow some money from you. So I already knew he was probably aggravated, but he wasn't trying to show the family that. So once they made the GoFundMe, I'm not sure how much they came up with, but whatever they couldn't come up with the GoFundMe, they had to come out the pocket for. So mind you, it was Junior, Tasha, and Dre. I'm not sure if Isabel, like I said, like, either she, like I said, I don't know if she did or didn't. Like I said, she usually only brings herself and her kids to certain stuff. Like, she never have no money to contribute to nothing. So after the funeral, I go home. And then I think, because when Jolene called me, or I call her, I don't know how it went, but they ended up coming to my house. And I start showing them around. They were congratulating me. They liked my house and all that stuff. And then me and Jolene started just talking, not even about like why we fell out, but just like the memories of Gilan and how sudden this was, and how life was so short, and like how I missed her. And then she started telling me, like, when she went back, it didn't last that long, because he went right back to his ways, blaming her, because at the time when she left, they ended up owning their own truck, owning their own business, like. And he blamed her because when she left, they couldn't run the business together no more. And then the time that his second oldest was coming up there acting like she really cared or whatever, she ended up getting into an accident. I tell you, karma do not play. Karma do not play, especially when it comes to me. Karma do not play, because I don't do nothing malicious to nobody. I really don't go out of my way to be mean, especially when I started leaving my last relationship alone and I started just focusing on bettering myself and for my children. Karma will come for you.